Test, test, test. Hi all and welcome to another edition of live trading, key trading levels for popular financial markets by TraderCast. My name is Phil and I'll be your presenter today. For those of you who haven't seen this before, this is a little bit about myself. If you're looking for a community of traders, check out TraderCast.com. If you're looking for the education, check out mytradingskills.com. Some of my courses are there. Some of them are completely free, and at least that'll give you a flavor of how I teach and how we cover different subjects before you commit to anything else. So check them out. Over the past 10 years, I had the privilege of speaking in front of various different industry events, and I had the privilege of teaching many people how to trade. Some of them were brand new, some of them were intermediate, a little bit more experienced, and they needed help with a specific area of their trading activity. Sorry, I'm just going through this spiel very, very quickly. I want to keep this fast and furious. Now, big disclaimer. Anything we talk about here today should not be considered to be advice. I do not have the feel for your personal investment and trading objectives. Basically, I'm showing you what I'm looking at in the market for myself, the opportunities that I'm reacting to, how I'm handling them, how I'm managing those positions, the reasons why I decide to enter, and so on. And this is basically what I personally feel is what a beginner should be able to do. So I'm keeping this really, really simple. No complicated indicators, no complicated algorithms behind. It's just a very simple price action. Now, let me talk to you about a few trades that I have currently open or that I've closed since yesterday. For those of you who watched the session yesterday, you know I was short euro dollar from 114.62 and I was looking at 113 level as a kind of a breakout to the downside, and I was looking for a 4-hourly or end of day close below that level before more kind of selling pressure occurs, therefore stronger US dollar, weaker euro, and so on. That didn't happen. The price just went below a little bit and then consolidated, so I decided to get out of that trade at 113. So I'm flat. I don't have that position open anymore. I also had long FTSE and I took half of that position at 75.37 and then I took another half of that position at 75.53. Although my take profit, the ultimate take profit was higher, but I've decided to take half and half, move the stop loss and get out. So I'm out of that, but I got in again on that trade. Subsequently, I decided to go long on Nasdaq 100 at 14,231. Yesterday's dip low, and I'm in this trade. This is a swing type trade, which I'm hoping to keep open for a while. I'll keep you updated and I'll show you the reasons why I did that and what I think might happen. And I'm also long FTSE from 75.05, so I got filled at a better price again. So 75.05, if you watched yesterday's session, I was talking about 7,500, 7,500 on FTSE as a definitely an area of interest. And also there is another position that I have open, but it's not on at the moment. I'm currently long. Let me just see. I'm currently long gold at 1850. Okay, so I'm currently long gold at 1850. This literally happened shortly before I went on live. I'll keep you updated about all of that as we go along throughout the session today. Okie dokie. Yesterday's session covered quite a lot of opportunities across different currencies. We looked at sterling dollar at 135. We looked at euro dollar. We looked at dollar yen. We looked at oil at 90.50 or thereabouts, 89.50. There was a correcting pullback, but it didn't reach those levels. We talked about indices, we talked about DAX, and we talked about gold, we talked about everything else. Now let's start today with the basic stuff again. So, oh, by the way, let me just see. this should be live as well here. So if you have any questions or thereabouts, there we go. Hi Hamid, welcome back. Welcome back. So if you are looking at anything in particular, feel free, ask. I'll try and answer it if I can. If you like what we are doing here, give us kind of a like or subscribe if you think this could be helpful for you, because there's no hard sell here, absolutely nothing. I'm literally showing you what I think a beginner should be able to do. This is what I believe that somebody who invested a little bit of time in learning how to trade financial markets should be able to do. Hopefully it's not going to be complicated, and I won't be trying to confuse anybody with complicated jargon or analysis. It's very, very simple. Okay, here we go. So first things first, let's talk about those trades that I currently have open. Apologies, where are my... Oh, okay. So the first trade that I have open is FTSE long. So let me show you that one. This is the trade. So the yesterday's trade is closed. This is a new trade. This is a new trade. If you remember, I was looking at 7,500 level. 7,500, that was the level where I wanted to get in. And eventually I got it filled here in the afternoon. There was another retest and another retest, and eventually this morning this kind of triggered to the upside. Now, from the FTSE point of view, I feel the FTSE is lagging behind US markets, and that European stocks could possibly become quite bullish. And this here happened, and I'll show you the same thing in Nasdaq. It was triggered by a confirmation from Russia that they are pulling some of their troops away from the border, and they are opening the way for more of diplomatic approach, diplomatic solution to the problem, and so on. That was the trigger. Stupid trigger. But if you remember, we were looking at UK unemployment rate, which came in at 4.1 as expected, and average earnings as well. And that was another trigger for sterling currency crosses, and also for UK equities, in this case FTSE 100 index. So I'm in the money here. So apologies, I don't know if you can see this. So I'm in the money here. A very simple reason to get in. We had a bullish engulfing here. We had a hammer forming here. There is a morning star here. I could have got in on this trade as well, but this is late in the evening. I wouldn't normally react to that because US markets are just about to close, and so on. So I got in, happy with this trade. My stop loss is currently down here at these lows, about 17 points away, and my limit order is up here at 76.55. So what I'll do at this point in time, because US markets are about to open, I will move my stop loss above my entry. I'm going to lock in some profit here at 75.26, so about 20 points of profit on this trade. So I'm locking it in. So if the price starts falling rapidly, I'll be stopped out and get out with some money. I would be looking at this area up here, 7,610, 7,630, and then 7,650 on the upside for potential take profit. I'll see how I feel. I'll see how everything develops in the afternoon with the US markets, but that's my current open trade. Now let me just show you that from yesterday. We were looking at that from 7,500 level. This was the area of interest. This was a corrective pullback, and I was looking for a push higher towards 76.20 and then 76.55 on the upside ultimately. So that's where we are with FTSE. There is another reason why this could be of interest to me as well. So if I do this, I have a falling resistance trend line, and I would also apply a fib from here to here, and that gives me a 61.8 where this swing high is. So really a breakout is required above this area here for the potential continuation to the upside. So that's why I'm saying I would likely be looking to take partial profits as we go along as well on there as well. So that's where we are with FTSE, keeping it open, happy with that trade, and not going to change much there as well. The other position that I have open, I'm currently long Nasdaq. I will be a little bit more aggressive with Nasdaq in relation to profit taking, because I feel that this could become more volatile quickly. So we have US PPI numbers which came in at 1%, and there's very little from the economic data point of view for today. But I got in here. Okay, just before the close. It looked like a good entry level. It was triggered in a higher time frame. Retest of the previous lows, retest of the previous lows, and I felt that this could be a good swing type trade. So now I'm in this trade at the moment, and I'm keeping it open. Now this selling pressure in the afternoon, this selling pressure here in the afternoon, sorry, no, this one, apologies, this is the one, just realized this is an hourly time frame. So this big red candle here was triggered by a Facebook post by Ukrainian Prime Minister, who came in and said, be prepared, the attack is imminent, the date is 16th of February, according to the sources. So, and then markets reacted really bearishly to that. The US markets, equity markets, sold off rapidly, and gold rallied, and we had a massive spike higher in crude oil and so on. And then subsequently somebody from his communication team or PR team came out and said, but he was being sarcastic. He didn't really know. He didn't say for sure. This is kind of, it was meant to be sarcastic comment. Almost jokingly mocking the current intelligence reports, which are telling them to prepare, and putting the date and a time on the alleged attack. So and then the markets kind of reacted to that, and then we saw a little bit of a reversal. So the reason why I decided to get in is I think this could be overdone. So I'm looking at this, and then this green candle here today was triggered by that confirmation, that we have confirmation that Russian troops are moving away from the border, and possibly going back to their barracks and so on. So that's where I am with Nasdaq. Very similar situation here. I would like to see if we see a breakout above here, and that's sustained. So high, lower high, and then projected there. What I'll do at the moment is my limit order is up here, ultimate limit order. I could also have my limit order here. Okay, swing low, swing high, support, 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 loss, resistance. So if the price does go there, it's likely that we could see a consolidation of some sort. So what I'm going to do at this point in time, I will move my stop above the break even. So yet again, very similar situation here. I am looking at Here we go. There about 110 points above the entry, which is this swing high here. I'm actively looking at this level here at 14,400. So if I see the price falling and break through that level, starts pushing low, I'll try and stop myself out before, but I'm leaving this price, leaving enough room for this price to settle if it wants to go lower a little bit before it goes up higher. That's it. Ultimately, I would like to take profit either partially here again, here or here. I'll see how it goes, but I'm in this trade, keeping it open, and I'm happy with that at the moment. I just told you live a few minutes ago that I've decided to go long gold as well. Sorry, let me just show you Nasdaq again very quickly, and then we'll talk about gold. So this was my analysis for Nasdaq. Big selling pressure. This is coiling price action. This is a daily time frame price action. Energy is building up. We will see explosive reaction. So a dip lower, loss of these lows would trigger further bearish reaction and massive selling pressure to the downside. Otherwise, it wouldn't be unusual to see a push higher through these previous highs and then retest of this falling resistance trend line. So something like this possibly happening. Okay, so that's also possible as well. And I would be happy with to react to that as well. This is a little bit indecision, and this is the bullish candle which was triggered by that confirmation that Russia is moving some of their soldiers back to the barracks, but they're leaving the equipment. They're leaving the equipment. So anyway, so that's where we are with Nasdaq. I'm keeping this open for now. The other immediate thing that we should talk about is hey Patrick, welcome back. Rose, Robert. Let me see who else is there. Quite a few people are watching. Kay. Daniel, Anay. Okay, brilliant. I've posted Bitcoin and Ripple, XRP in the community last night, and I also posted a pre-US briefing for today as well with the key economic data releases which could trigger volatility and how that might impact trading today. But anyway, here we go. The last thing that I told you that I have open right now, just as we kind of as we went on, okay, is gold, and this was based on yesterday's analysis. So let me just show you that first, and then I'll show you the trade. So if you remember, yesterday I was looking at this area down here, 1840. That was the area where I was interested in gold. Okay, so I know you can't really see the price action here because I have my annotations, but I left it because it correlates to what we were talking about yesterday. So from the 4-hourly point of view, we saw a breakout and a retest, and this is the 4-hourly candle now, which if it finishes like this, looks peach. This looks really lovely, okay, if it finishes like this. And yesterday, if you remember, I was looking at a potential pullback for a rally, and instead what happened is when Ukrainian Prime Minister came out and jokingly said attack is imminent and it'll happen on the 16th, this is what happened. Massive breakout higher. Stock sold off, gold rallied, and so on. So subsequently, what we are seeing now is the reverse of that. Okay, so now we are seeing a corrective pullback, but this is still uptrending quite nicely. Gold is very bullish. So what I'm looking for is 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is the 8th. Okay, the 8th candle. So I was looking for a pullback and a rally higher, and then that pullback would come down here towards 61.8 fib retracement. It was a horizontal. We had a few different things, if you remember, there as well. So I've decided to wait for it to settle, and let me show you how that looks. So this is the 15-minute time frame now. Sell off, sell off, sell off, sell off, bullish engulfing here, and then indecision, and now we are seeing a push higher. Okay, so it came close to that 1814, but it didn't get exactly there. It came close and then it started reversing. So that's good enough for me. Okay, so since I'm looking at this chart live in front of me in real time, and I'm trading intraday, I can react to that. So let me just show you where I am with that trade at the moment. Okay, so this is my gold trade, which was initiated just before we went live. Okay, so you can see this is the 15-minute time frame. You can see that there is that first breakout higher, then a little bit of indecision here, and now we are seeing a push higher as well. So I would like to see, this was the initial stop loss, this is initial limit, completely irrelevant at the moment because I'm talking to you. So I'm going to move my stop loss down here, the cluster of these previous lows, about 6 points away from where I got in. So this is my risk at the moment. I'm currently in the money, but I'll be very, very quick to take profits here or close my position before I get stopped out. I don't necessarily want to make this into a losing trade. This could be a scalping trade, intraday trade, which could gradually morph into a swing type trade. So I can take partial profits, move the stop at break even, and then let some of it run and so on. Take profit areas up here, 1870. So look, 1860. So high, previous resistance, breakout, support. The same story repeats from what we were looking at before in Nasdaq. Okay, 1860. Then up here, 1870. Then up here, 1880. Breakout above 1880. 1890, 1900 could come in play very, very quickly. So I'm really happy with this trade, and I'm keeping it open for now. And I will just readjust it slightly as we go along by moving the stop, like what I did right now, moving the stop, and then decide on if I want to close partial or if I want to readjust anything. But that's where I am with gold at the moment. Just going back to that Nasdaq trade. This is Dow. I'm keeping an eye on Dow. Dow is pulling back. Nasdaq is also potentially pulling back. So before the open, let me see where I am at the moment. Should I do anything here? I have a couple of good levels. Dollar CAD looks really good. Sterling dollar, oil, I want to talk to you about that as well. And possibly Dow Jones as well. But so far, yeah, I'm going to leave it running. And decide what I want to do. Okay. So far, no change there. Okay, first things first. I wanted to talk to you about Dow Jones. This is Dow Jones for those of you who are looking to trade something ahead of US Open. Hey Maurizio, how are you? Welcome back, buddy. Where are you based? Where are you based? Is this your afternoon, morning? What are you trading? What are you looking at? I'm trying to kind of engage with some of the people on the outside as well, and then I can also see quite a few people in the community here internally as well. So all good. Here we go. This is Dow Jones. Dow Jones, guys, you have to be very, very careful. If you remember, we were looking at DAX with that kind of topping shoulder, head and shoulder pattern. A very similar setup is forming here in Dow Jones as well. And what I mean by that is this type of patterns, they have the tendency to precede corrective pullbacks. So massive shoulder, massive head, shoulder. So left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. But in order for this to trigger to the downside, we would really need to see the loss of these lows down here, 33,800 and so on. And then you would see a massive selling pressure, a retest from underneath, and then corrective pullback. So bears are pointing to the existence of this, saying this is something that we've seen. Oh, you're in Wales. Okay. CAD Japanese yen. Okay, I don't normally look at that currency pair, but we'll check it out. We'll check it out. So this is normally what bears would be looking for, and they're saying in 2007, before the big market correction, this is what happened and so on. But I can also show you a number of these throughout which didn't play out. So there was one here, shoulder, head and shoulder, shallow pullback, and then it rallied. There's a number of them throughout this move higher. So there's a shoulder, head and shoulder here, short pullback, and then the price went out. So it didn't really correct as some of the bears are suggesting. So I'm kind of keeping it kind of flexible, and I'm happy to short it if I get the opportunity. But so far this is what I'm doing. So this is a previous swing high, swing low, swing high, and this area here, 34,920, is definitely of interest of some way. And what I mean by that is that the price should really either break from there and sustain itself higher. So something like this, breakout, retest, and then a push higher into this zone here. So 35,100, possibly even 35,400 on the upside. Otherwise, if we see a rejection here and a dip below this zone, then that could possibly open the way for another leg lower and then retest of these kind of previous highs at 34,600. So keeping this open, I would be happy to short below, but I wouldn't be shy to buy at the breakout of these highs with the stop below. So I have no problem playing this in both directions, because in different time frames the trend would allow me to do that. And I think markets are reacting to, apologies, I didn't mean to do that. Markets are reacting to what's happening from the geopolitical front and the news or developments from the geopolitical front, more so than standard earnings. And hey, Paul, so good to see you. How's Raj? So good to see you, Paul. How are you keeping? Okay. Maurizio, I love that because it's so tricky. Okay. Um, I like keep it simple. I like to trade what I know. It works for me, sorry. Okay. So the other thing that so we did Nasdaq, we did Dow, we talked about FTSE, we talked about gold. Before I go and look at Maurizio's CAD Japanese yen, I wanted to show you that crude oil as well. So crude oil. If you remember yesterday, I was looking at this 90-50 area, 90-50 area. And if you remember, I was talking to you about the existence of multiple layers of evidence pointing to the significance and the importance of that level. So I'm just looking at my open trades here at the moment. Uptrending market, previous support, and then this is resistance, X marks the spot, and then if I take the fib from the swing low to the swing high, this gives me a 61.8. So this zone is something that I would be looking at. Paul is saying, hi all is good, thanks. Indices big rally, looks a bit expensive, but afraid to short. Same here. I'm actually, Paul, I don't know, you haven't seen this. I'm actually long FTSE currently at 75.05, and I'm long Nasdaq at 14,231, and I'm also long gold. But I'll get out of that gold very, very quickly. So that's what I have currently. But I want to see if that's an oversold bounce back, and then we'll see more consolidation. So going back to the WTI futures, crude oil futures, I was waiting for a pullback to this area for a rally higher. This is what I would like to buy. Now, different brokers will give you a different price. Okay, so if you're trading futures, you might get different price depending on what contract you trade, what month you trade. Is it a front running month or a bit further away? Some brokers might have different price and so on. But that's the area of interest, 90-50 or thereabout. So I have a limit order with my broker because I think this possibly could happen while I'm asleep or while I'm talking or while I'm having my dinner, and I want to be filled if that happens. But that's where I am with crude oil. I would like to buy crude around here again. This big massive spike higher happened on geopolitical tension. And now these geopolitical tensions are easing, so we are seeing a corrective pullback, some profit taking in crude oil. And that's where we are. But overall, this is a very, very bullish market, at least in my book, and I would be looking at 90-50 area, possibly even 89, 70, 89-50. I would consider it around that area very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. Okay, so let me just remove some of these annotations and do this very, very simply. Let me see. So yeah, here we go. It's forming. This is my gold, 1855. There is a bit of a pause. Cable is pushing lower, so cable lower is normally good for FTSE. So cable goes down, FTSE goes up. That's normally the case. It's not happening at the moment, but that's normally the case. Okay, so we talked about crude oil as well. Now, since we are talking about currencies, I want to start with euro dollar very quickly, and then do cable, do dollar yen, dollar CAD, and I'll do CAD Japanese yen for Maurizio at the end as well. Oh, Maurizio is saying I watched the oil. Oh, okay, great. What's What's your take on oil? Are you bullish? What level? Sorry, don't let me influence your thinking. Don't let me influence your decision when to get in and out. I'm I'm literally just showing you what I think and how it works in my head. But it'll be great to hear what you think as well. Paul is saying 90.50 looks a good spot to buy. Yeah, Paul is actually looking at the similar area for WTI crude here as well. Now let me talk to you about euro dollar. So euro dollar, very quickly. Euro dollar is downtrending in my book, and you guys know I was short. I was short from what was the level? Sorry, what was the level? I was short from 114.62. And I'm out of this trade now. I'm out of this trade. High, lower high, lower high, lower high. Fine. If I go and check this out in a different time frame, 4 hourly, also downtrending. And I was looking at that one spot 13 area, loss of that one spot 13 area for the continuation to the downside. So if you remember, we were looking at this yesterday. I was looking at loss, retest, and then a big sell-off. And then there was a bit of a dip and then reversal. Didn't really look convincing, didn't really like it. There was retest here and here and here and then here and here and here, flush lower, retest. Just didn't feel good. I think crude could go to $150 this year. You don't need the guys with white coats, Paul. You are amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. No, I watched the oil because of CAD. Okay. Sorry, I understand, Maurizio now. Yeah, there is a correlation between Canadian dollar and crude oil. They're correlated, so the price of oil will drive the volatility in CAD. That's more visible in dollar CAD because crude oil is sold in US dollars, but Canada as country is producing that particular commodity, loads of oil. So that's why there's a nice correlation there as well. Yet again, apologies. I'm not normally looking at CAD Japanese yen, so I don't really know the fundamentals behind these two currency pairs as much as I am comfortable with dollar CAD, US dollar, Canadian dollar. But yeah, we'll definitely check out the chart and talk about that as well. So that's the reason why I got out, and at the moment I'm seeing this as a rising wedge forming here, and I would like to see if this one breaks to the downside as well. So flush lower, retest, and then potentially push into this zone again. I'm out of this trade at the moment. Really happy with it. I'll reassess it. I won't force it in any way. We are at the open. US markets are open, and the Nasdaq is doing its own thing again. So we have Dow potentially looking to break out to the upside, and Nasdaq is correcting, and the gold is correcting as well. So my profitable trade in gold is rapidly disappearing. It's rapidly disappearing at the moment. Okay, I'll decide what I want to do very quickly here. I wouldn't like to see the loss too much of my current entry. I should have taken partial profits and moved the stop loss at break. That's what I should have done. But let me see. I might decide what to do with this quickly. I'll let you know if I can act upon it. But I'm currently risking about $3 in price, or about 93 euros on this trade at the moment. So that's where I am at the moment. If I get stopped out, I'll let you know as well. Now the other thing that I want to talk to you about is cable. So cable is looking very good at 135. And the reason for that is we talked about that level yesterday. 135 is a good level here. I think I even have an order to... No, I don't. But I would like to do something with cable at that level. So if I see a pullback and a rally from there, a rising trend line, 4 hourly is uptrending as well. We have this consolidation here. And I would like to see if we get a breakout to the upside. So not 100%, but I was looking at UK unemployment figures to give me the reason to trade. That didn't happen. I'm seeing this as a low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low. So this potentially can trigger it down to 135. And then what happens here? If I get a reversal, I'll decide if I want to get in and do something with it as well. So I'm currently underwater with my gold trade, but Nasdaq is doing quite well and FTSE is doing quite well. So happy with those two. I'm stopped out. Sorry, I'm out. I got stopped out. Gold losing trade. I am out. I'm out of this trade, guys. I got stopped out. This is a losing trade. I got picked up. It'll teach me a lesson. I should. Now I'm going through my I should have, could have, would have, why didn't I, and that kind of stuff. Never mind. Walk away. Paul is looking at CAD Japanese yen in an uptrend, but a lot of overhead resistance all the way 93.20. So that's what Paul is saying, and that's good enough for me. Okay, so the last thing I want to talk to you about very, very quickly is dollar CAD, because I was looking at this quickly, and then we're going to go to CAD Japanese yen. So dollar CAD in my book is uptrending. Okay, this is uptrending market, quite nicely uptrending market, and this looks like a sideways consolidation. It's a heavy consolidation, but sideways consolidation. I'm looking at 127 area, 127. I would like to see if we get a kind of a rally from here, and I didn't react to this. I missed it. So that wasn't the case, and I'm still looking at this 127. And if that is the case, then the stop would be down here at 126.40. So about 40 points of risk for the potential extension to the upside. Initially up here at 127.80, breakout above there, 128.20, and so on. So that's where I am with dollar CAD. CAD looks very, very bullish, very, very bullish. And the level of interest is at 127 for me, 127. Okay, so I am going to move this to one side for now and open up CAD Japanese yen. And Maurizio is saying, yes, and Japan needs oil as well. Yes, good. Maurizio, how did you come across this service? I mean, do you mind me asking, how did you come across us? Breakout to the upside in Dow, breakout to the upside in Nasdaq. So really happy with both of these. Not so much with gold. I'll see if I can get in again. But that's where we are. So let me just go and look at CAD Japanese yen. CAD Japanese yen. Sorry, I'll just quickly change this. Since I don't know this currency pair, let me just do this quickly. And I don't want to confuse anybody with what I'm doing here. Don't worry about these squiggly lines. I'm just looking at it. I've never traded this in my life. And I just want to see if it's telling me anything. I'll talk to you about what I'm doing at the moment, and so this looks like a nicely uptrending market here. So therefore we need a nice support trend line. Yeah, this is a good level. 90.50 is a good level. That's a good, really good level. Okay, I know you can't trade in monthly time frame, but this is what I'm seeing is this is a sideways consolidation in overall uptrending market, overall strongly uptrending market. The current price is above multiple moving averages. It's supported by rising trend line. This appears to be bullish. Resistance on the upside in the shape of a falling resistance trend line is up here. So that's the initial resistance on the upside. So the price is creating high, lower high, lower high, lower high, but loads of higher lows. So from the trade point of view, as long as this area here holds 90.50, we could possibly see attempted extension to the upside towards 91.40, 91.70. Breakouts above that, an end of day close above that level, then opens the way for a push higher towards this area here. 92.20, breakout above that, 92.80, 93. I think Paul was saying dollar CAD is in an uptrend, but a lot of overhead resistance all the way to 93.20. So if Paul says something, that's good enough. That's good enough for me as well. So Paul, thank you so much for sharing. Alternatively, if we see reversal and end of day close below 90.50, all bets are off. Potentially we could see a deeper corrective pullback, potentially towards 90, maybe even 89.40, 89.20 to the downside. So something like that could happen. So I wouldn't know what to do with this because I've never traded it. Oversold, overbought. From the intraday, Maurizio, are you trading? Are you trading? Are you trading? Are you scalping? Oh, okay. My trading skills. I started with the courses. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. Intraday. Okay, well, from the intraday point of view, you have this little segment here as well. They have the tendency to break to the upside. They do. So this is a breakout pennant forming here. These type of patterns, they have the tendency to break to the upside, but it needs to be triggered with something. So It could be something to do with oil, or it could be something to do with economic data release. But if you go and check this out, so let me just show you where we are at the moment. And there is your crude oil. So crude oil is retracing. Sorry, crude oil is retracing towards that 90.50 area, and you're seeing a little bit of a pullback here as well. And then this is your dollar CAD. This is what I'm saying, is it kind of makes sense to me. So Canadian dollar weakness, US dollar strength. Oil is going down, US dollar is used to trade crude, and then we're seeing this as well. So that's where we are with crude oil and CAD as well. Crude oil and CAD. Hopefully this is helping. I don't know if it is, but from the intraday point of view, CAD Japanese yen, in my experience, is a tough one to trade. In fact, anything with CAD in it is tricky. Thank you for sharing. Yeah. Maurizio is saying I'm doing it in 4-hourly intraday. Great. Okay. So these type of patterns, as a textbook pattern, they would do something like this: breakout, retest, and then a push higher. And then breakout can be traded in two different ways: either widest point extended, or possibly, you see this, where this breakout here is. So this is previous resistance breakout. So some more speculative traders will take this much and then extend that on the breakout, which brings them roughly to this previous high here at 91.40. But this is a very basic price action, just a naked price action. And for those of you who have watched this before, you know I don't have any indicators, I don't have anything on my charts. This is purely to help me with this particular market, because I'm not very familiar with it. So I'm just using these to figure out what levels might be of interest to Maurizio. Anyway, that's CAD Japanese yen. I'm going to leave it here for now and walk away. Just realized the time, guys. We have been going on for almost an hour again. So very quickly, for those of you who haven't seen, oh sorry, I got stopped out on this trade. Let me just check it exactly. Stopped out at 1847 half. So here we go. 1847 halves. So this was a losing trade. Sorry for the update, because I've literally done it during the session, but these were my trades. These are my current open trades, and this one is no longer open. This one is no longer open, and let me just show you. I still think this could be a good trade. Waiting for cable to come to 135. Waiting for euro dollar to possibly push below 113.40 towards 113. I'm waiting for crude oil to go down to 90.50, which is this zone here. That's where I would like to possibly react to it. Buy, so just to be precise in what I'm trying to do. And dollar CAD 127, but we are running away from that. 127, we are running away from that. It didn't come back to it again, but I think it's a good trade there as well. And I'm currently long FTSE as well. So let me show you where I am with that. So this is my FTSE trade. Happy with this trade. My stop is above the entry. I'm watching at this for a potential breakout to the upside and spike towards 76.20, 76.35, 40, 76.50, 55 on the upside, which is where my current take profit is. So from the risk to reward ratio point of view, my stop is above my entry. I'm going to move it even higher. And just lock in some profits. What I'm going to do also is from the Nasdaq point of view, I think it's time for me to take some partial profits on Nasdaq. Okay, I'm going to take some partial profits on Nasdaq. This is more speculative, it's a shorter term, so the stop loss was below, stop loss closer to stop at break even, above break even. I don't like this fact that it's not breaking out higher. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a generous 2 contracts, actually 3 contracts out of this. I'm going to pay myself here, take that out of the table, and I'm going to move my stop loss higher. I'm going to move my stop loss higher at 14,400. I'll keep an eye on this, and if it does get closer to it and I can react, I'll get out of this trade altogether. Otherwise, if I'm busy doing other stuff, I'll let this stop loss become my take profit. I'll let this stop loss become my take profit here as well. So happy with that. Really happy with this trade. And at the beginning, I did say to you that I might turn some of these trades from kind of intraday to swing. So let's see how that plays out. Oh, this cable is coming really good. I could talk to you until tomorrow, but I gotta go, guys. I gotta go. It was lovely talking to you all. Why the name textbook? Hamid is saying, why the name textbook? I don't really. Maurizio is saying, I'm bullish dollar yen in 4 hourly. Textbook is just a saying, Hamid. I don't know if it's textbook is a saying where something happens often. It's just it's a saying that you would say it in typical way, or normally this is how it happens, or normally this is what it should do. On an average, it does that. Usually, when this happens, this is the outcome. So that's the reason for it, Hamid. That's the reason for it. Okay, 35,000 looks like it's attracting some sellers. Yes, you're talking about Dow. You're talking about Dow, Paul? Yeah, it looks like it could be a bit of a pullback there. Patrick, how are you, Patrick? Rose, Robert, Eladio, Jonas, Israel, Said, Haifa, Mike W, Suta, Darren, David H, Bob, Vojicic, Tom, David, Sandeep, Active Tom, John, Mike. Quite a few people are watching again. I can see some people on the outside as well. You're more than welcome, if you have access to the community, check it out. I've posted a couple of things in already, so that's all fine. Hamid. Okay, got it. Yeah, good. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Stay safe. Happy trading. And bye for now. And I'll speak to you all tomorrow. I would love to hear what you did as well, so let me know. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Stay safe. Happy trading. And bye for now.